Three, two, one. Hey folks, welcome back. Jordan here with Lone Oak Survival. So we're going to continue on with our series we have going on here. Now we're going to dwell into the 5c's of survivability, a term coined by Dave Canberra himself some years ago. And what I like about the 5c's survivability is that the categories that make up the 5c's, and yes, it's categorical, they're going to help you survive in whatever environment you may find yourself in during whatever climate slash season you may find yourself in as well. It's a very good starting foundation for you to start building together a kit, whether it be a bug out bag, a get home bag, something else, whatever, to take with you on your adventures so you have at least the very basis of survivability with you at all times. Now, for those who don't know and live under a rock the past 10, 20 years, the 5c's of survivability is quite simply categories such as cover, combustion, containers, cutting, and cordage. There's a mosquito on my camera. Hold on a second. Anyways, like I said, those categories right there. Now, I was going to break this down categorical as well, and we're going to try to quickly cover these 5 items here because a lot of people already know about this stuff, guys. If you're brand new, go to Dave Canberra's YouTube channel. He has a plethora of great knowledge on this stuff, guys. I'm just here to share the knowledge. I'm not saying it's my idea. It's not. Just sharing the knowledge. So, moving on from there. Now, when I talk to people, I'm like, hey, what's your cover system? Which to me incorporates your sleeping system and your cover system. It's one and the same. A lot of people conjure up an automatic answer or thought of, okay, hey, it's my tent, bivy, hammock, tarp. Oh, I make brush shelters, whatever it's going to be, right? That's what they think of automatically. Okay, let's step back a little bit and observe our actual first immediate shelter. It's you. What you're wearing. That's right, your layering system. That's your first immediate shelter is your clothing. Whether it's a wool hat, a baseball cap, or a do-rag, whatever it's going to be for your head, there's one system of it. To your t-shirt or your shirts, your pants, socks, whatever it's going to be. Everything, okay? Now, when you talk about a layering system for the wilderness, first things first, obviously we're going to pay attention to what environment we're in. We're going to pay attention to the climate of that environment slash seasonal needs, right? But always, always, always either wear or bring with you the capability of having the 3 layers with you. And what I mean by that is having a wicking layer, a warming layer or layers, depending on the time of the year, and a wet, windy layer to repel water off you in case it starts raining or snowing or sleet or hail or whatever. You guys get the point. Now, with the wicking, you want something that is going to be some kind of fabric. It can be polyester, moisture wicking stuff. I personally don't ever find polyester stuff to work very well for me, but this cool dry shirt I have from Dickies on right now seems to work really well for me. Okay, again, doesn't mean I'm incorrect or correct, doesn't mean you're correct or incorrect. It just works for me. We're different people. Now, on top of that, the point of a wicking layer is to pull moisture away from your skin so you remain dry and warm, right? Even in summer and spring, it might sound counterintuitive, but dry and warm. Not hot, but so you're not getting cold when a breeze blows through and you're not soaked in sweat, which, surprise, surprise, you can even get hypothermia in that situation as well. It's going to be sneaky, which sucks because that's the worst kind of hypothermia, but it happens. Now, on top of that, we're going to go to a warming layer or layers, again, depending on the time of year. And that could be anything that's going to complement your moisture wicking layer, right? Something that's going to sit there and keep in all that moisture between your wicking and your warming layer. You want something that's breathable yet warm. Personally, I like wool. That's why I like to go with in the wintertime. That's why I like to go with most of the year, anyways. It is what it is. It works for me. So there's that, my 2 cents in the whole thing. Yes, I do wear fleece jackets as well. Those seem to work as well with my moisture wicking layers too. So it is what it is. Now, moving on from there, you got a wet, windy layer. Could be a rain jacket, could be a poncho, could be a military tarp, like a plush plaga, for example. Something you can wear, whatever's going to be, a tarp for crap's sake, that you can throw on, kind of like Rambo. You cut the little hole in it, maybe have a hood on it, whatever. Okay, just be sure that it's breathable to allow moisture to escape out, but not in. Okay, that's something to keep in mind as well. Now, on top of that, we're going to talk about our actual shelter system. Okay, every shelter system has pros and cons. I'm sure most people are aware. And again, we're talking, oh crap, I got lost for a day, overnight, whatever in the woods, to grid down, shit's the fan, society's falling apart, right? That's the spectrum we're talking about in this situation. So whether you want to go all sneaky deaky and you're looking at that option, I'd probably recommend either some type of bivy bag and or tarp, more than likely, maybe a brush shelter, somewhere in between with that. And then I'd look at like a tent or a hammock, which is more of the obvious shelters people will be spotted with, I guess, if that's what you want to do, sneaky deek wise. But if you're more of like, hey, I don't really care about that stuff, I don't think it's gonna be that bad, and I don't really think society's gonna fall apart, okay, whatever, to each their own, right? And I'm not saying society is gonna fall apart. I'm just saying it's getting a little rough in the world. I'm saying. All right, guys. So speaking of shelters, let's talk about my personal shelter. Again, this is just my personal preference, my personal shelter. The other ones, it's kind of up to you to figure out the pros and cons, what you like, what you don't like. I might name a few, maybe not. Really depends on this video, how long it is. Now, what I usually go with is a bedroll of some kind. This is what I try to get home with, right? All the components are usually either on my bag or in my vehicle that I can get to easily. I don't really predict that I can't go to my vehicle unless there's like Chinese paratroopers just landing in my little BFE town in the middle of nowhere. Okay, it's not going to really happen, so I'm not really worried about it. Nor am I going to really face riots and whatnot. Again, it goes back to the verses of urban, suburban, and rural. Know your environment, plan accordingly. So this bedroll, though, I like for the fact of this. Okay, from the inside out, I can have bug netting. I have my ridge line. I have a wool blanket, military surplus, and I have my Arcturus tarp with the reflective mylar on the inside. Now, what I like about this system is I can add or subtract. This mosquito is determined to bite me in the face. I can add or subtract from the system, so it can increase the weight in colder weather. So I can add another wool blanket if I want to, or two. Or I can go, you know what, let's go with a lighter blanket than the wool blanket and carry that instead, which decreases the weight. Now, right now, this kind of sits more so around the weight of a single person tent. It's not very heavy, guys. It's maybe 3 pounds ish. That's it. And we're going to talk about weight in just a second, too. Now, why I like the tarp opposed to all other things you can have is because, again, I know from experience I can carry some bug netting. This weighs nothing, and it's camouflage. Well, at least it's OD green, so it's camouflage in my area. But the point being is I can sit there, I can jerry rig up some kind of system where I can block bugs from coming inside my shelter, thus allowing me, and me personally, because bugs wake me up when they fly in my ears, my eyeballs, and nose when I'm trying to sleep, I can sit there and get a good night's rest. That is crucial. Crucial and critical to get a good night's rest in a stressful situation such as a survival situation, even if it's a simple overnighter. Help's coming for you in the morning, like your friend's coming out to drive and give you gas for your vehicle, whatever. But even a more stressful situation, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but crap, it's hit the fan. I'm trying to get home, or I'm trying to bug out to my safe location, what's going to be. It's crucial because if you don't get well rested, you're going to start making mistakes. You're not going to be paying attention to your environment. You might, at minimum, make a wrong turn. Maximum, you might not see that group of individuals who have nefarious intentions for you or your loved ones, right? So play with that, guys. That's why it's crucial. Okay? Getting no sleep doesn't make you cool, it makes you a dumbass. Now, the tarp itself, why I like that? Again, it's versatile. I can sit there and make a plow point shelter for, say, the colder months of the year. It blocks a lot of the wind. All you have to do is face the plow towards where the wind is generally blowing from. You can erect some, I guess, debris wall if you want to help block out the rest of the wind and have it, fire debris wall. That way, you're pretty much well surrounded. You're getting all the heat from your fire. The reflective mylar inside of this doesn't do the best job at reflecting heat. Not really, but is it better than nothing? Yes, it is. Now, on top of that, for warmer months, and I'm not really concerned about, getting spotted or anything like that, I can fly my tarp, meaning I can have it raised off the ground, bug netting over top, and I can get this nice, cool, convective breeze to cool me down. Now, the point being of a shelter system, guys, you got to think, no matter what it is, okay, you want something to sleep under, something to sleep in, and something to sleep on. Okay, so let's go over this. Sleep under something, again, let's use a tarp for example, or a tent, whatever it's going to be, some kind of rain system to keep the water off you, the moisture, the precipitation, whatever you want to call it, off you, along with the convective breeze, because you get wet and it's really windy and then you get cold. Again, hypothermia, you die from exposure, the number one killer in the wild, for humans at least. Now, that being said as well, sleep in something, right? You're going to want to sit there and you're going to want to have a blanket of some kind, wherever it's going to be. I know people are like, well, I'll bring a tarp and a bivy. Okay, good, decent combo. I don't like bivvies for the fact that they're really warm to me, especially in the spring and summer. They're really warm. In the cooler months, I don't really mind them too much, but man, I get really hot. I'm just a naturally warm person. I like to be cool. I like to sleep cool. I don't really sleep with blankets on me, anyways. But think about this for a second. If you're like me and you stick yourself inside of a bag, essentially, that's made out of like nylon or Gore-Tex or whatever it's going to be, even if it's breathable, okay? Be careful with that claim, like different products, breathable. If you start sweating and you create condensation or the sweat just sits on top of you, guess what? You wake up wet. Now, yesterday was 49 degrees all day long with a strong wind out of the north. The day prior to that was roughly around 72 ish degrees, somewhere around there. So that stark difference in temperature, guys. Oh, it's really warm out. I can sleep in my bivy. It's going to be fine for me because I got this nice breeze, whatever. And the breeze is not going to reach you in the bivy bag. And now you get the dip. Oh crap, I woke up all wet now, blah, blah, blah. I'm probably shivering really cold. Again, not a good combo in my personal opinion, whatever. Not that I hate bivvies, but that's just something to be aware of about bivvies. Now, back to sleeping in something, that's why I opt for a wool blanket. Wool's nice because it's fire resistant. It keeps you warm even when wet. And on top of that, they're really not that heavy as people believe. They're not super duper heavy. This is my personal opinion. But something to sleep on, guys. This could be natural, it could be man made. One of the two. I personally know my area. I know I can sit there and get some pine boughs unless it's like absolutely soaked out. Then I have to come up with a different plan, which would be a browse bag. Okay. That might be a good idea to bring with you. A browse bag simply is some kind of bag made out of either a 55-gallon drum liner all the way up to, say, some kind of duck canvas that's water resistant, might be waxed, whatever. And you take the forest floor debris, stuff it full in there, make sure there are no sharp, pointy sticks or rocks in there, stuff it, seal it up, tie it off, whatever, and then you have a mattress to lay on to battle the conduction. That's the point of something to sleep on. Now, if you're like me, going, you know what, I know my area, it's fine, it's all good. I have like a poncho I can lay on top of my brush bed, for example, right? That's what I'm call it. And just remember to have 4 to 6 inches compressed material for your bed. Compressed. That way you know, okay, hey, this is gonna be a comfortable night's rest. And if you have to move stuff around, don't be afraid to move stuff around, guys. So that being said, that's a sheltering system. Let's talk about weight, because I know people are gonna be like, well, your roll looks big here, Jordan. I think it weighs a lot. It doesn't weigh 3 pounds. I think you're lying to me. Well, I'm not lying to you guys because that's not my goal in this channel. I want to be honest with you, whether you like it or not. Now, this does weigh 3 pounds ish, somewhere around there, maybe 3.5 pounds. I'm not 100% sure. I forgot the weight of it already. I weighed it this morning. Go me. Anyways, the point is though, 3 extra pounds is not bad for me because the rule of thumb, well, I hate seeing rule of thumb, the guideline of thumb, if you will, the amount that you should carry for a backpack to go hiking is going to be roughly 20% of your max body weight, right? So I weigh 200 pounds. 20% of 200 pounds is 40. Okay. My backpack, what I can comfortably carry with me, is 40 pounds. Now, granted, that's, I said a guideline because, okay, are you conditioned to do that? Have you done that? Does your backpack weigh that much? Doesn't mean it has to. Don't get that confused. You don't have to stuff 40 pounds of stuff in there. You don't have to go, oh crap, Jordan said 40 pounds and the same weight as him. I got to stuff this full of whatever to 40 pounds. You don't have to do that. Don't do that. Okay? Reduce the weight as much as you can because, like I said before, mobility equals life. Okay? If you can move faster and not be as tired at the end of the day to set up camp if you have to, guess what? That's a win. Okay? Just carry the essentials with you to get home. to bug out the same situation. Granted, you're going to carry probably more food and water with you anyways, but that's the thing, okay? You're traveling somewhere. You're not going to live in the woods. You're traveling somewhere. Keep your stuff light. So that's weight. Now, I'm not going to go over pros and cons, guys, because I think these videos are long enough, and I'm pretty sure people are smart enough to go online and go, okay, pros and cons of a tent, pros and cons of a hammock, whatever, okay? I'm not going to bore you to death because I kind of went on a rant about the bivy. So, anyways, guys, that's what I have for you for this portion of the 5C's survivability. We're going to move on with them. As always, guys, if you guys have any questions, comments down below, that'd be awesome. I'll talk to you guys down there. And as always, stay frosty, prep up. God bless.